everyone at Psychic Outreach. My name is Catherine. I am the owner or admin of this group. I am making this video to kind of inform you of why I made this group and kind of touch base on questions that you might have had. If you have any more questions, if I haven't touched base on anything, please comment below and just ask the questions there, and I'll try to explain the best of my ability. The reason I made this group is because I had a rough start in my psychic awakening. I didn't have a support group. I didn't have anybody to kind of talk to. When I was growing up, I'm gonna have to say that I was always sensitive, because as far back as I could remember, I've always known about deceased loved ones that I shouldn't have known about. I shouldn't have known who they were. I never met them, and I've known them, basically. And ever since I was little, I've been sort of sensitive. And when I was growing up, I had been made to believe that I was kind of going crazy, and to the point where I was put on some medication, and it made me feel like I was crazy. And it wasn't until I had my son, and when I had my son, I started having more vivid dreams, and kind of things, the puzzle pieces were kind of fitting together more, and it was more like a light bulb kind of turned on in my brain, and I realized what was going on. More things were happening. I was having more, like I said, more dreams, and those dreams were coming true. So it wasn't until my son that things actually started sparking, right? So when that started happening, that's when I actually came out to my parents, or my mom, and I asked my mom, who can I talk to about this? And she directed me to my cousin. She's my second cousin. I call her my aunt. And she has been a godsend. Gina, I'm probably gonna tag you down below. I've tagged you in a few things. But she has kind of helped and guided me in the beginning when I realized what was going on. And I made this group to kind of become that support group for those who don't necessarily have that support group. And when I was first going through this thing, being sensitive, it was hard for me to research everything and try to figure out what I was going through, because I didn't know who to talk to and that sort of thing. So I wanted to make this group to kind of have that outreach place where people can go and see, without doing much effort, to get that support group and to have a resource, basically, for you to lean on if you needed it. So with that being said, welcome. I know I've already had a welcome video, but the next thing that I would like to touch base on is certain questions. So I've had questions about empaths. What are empaths? Am I an empath? How do I know if I'm an empath? And what to do if you're an empath or sensitive, either one. So I don't like to label things. So if you're an empath, psychic, sensitive, whatever, I just say you're sensitive because you have a gift and you're sensitive. You are more sensitive than others. So the way I will describe it, being an empath or sensitive or anything. So the whole universe is made up of energy, right? Every living thing, rock, plant, the planets, the sun, is energy, right? And as sensitives, as empaths, as psychics, yeah, we pick up more of those energies. I personally believe that everyone can be sensitive, that they can awaken their psychic ability. So if you're interested in learning how, there's ways to do that through meditation and that sort of thing. But as natural born psychics or empaths, if you have already been in tuned, I think of it as radios. I don't know if I've said this in my previous videos, but I think of us as a radio. And each signal or radio station comes in clearer to different people, right? our antennas pick up different signals. So as an empath or a sensitive or psychic or what have you, it just depends on your level of being in tuned, right? So as an empath, if you watch a sad movie, or if you see somebody getting hurt, or if you walk into Walmart is one of my dreaded places. I hate going to Walmart. But you pick up all those energies and it feels like they're your own, right? When you walk into Walmart or any crowded place, you get everyone's emotions, and what that does is it gets bottled up inside of you, and if you don't know what's happening in that situation, it gets bottled up inside of you, and you become anxious and irritable and could get mad, sad, just everything going on too much at once, right? So as an empath, it's important, or sensitive or psychic or what have you, it's important to learn how to first ground yourself. That clears all that negative energy. After you've cleared all that negative energy, you need to learn how to shield. So shielding is literally what it means, is putting a shield up so no more negative energy can pass through your bubble. So how do you do all this, right? You want to learn how to ground. So grounding, you could do it many ways, but the most effective way that I have found is meditation. And meditation, it literally, I've had a lot of people say that they struggle with it and that sort of thing. And with grounding, it literally takes 2 seconds to kind of ground yourself and clear your slate and start over fresh and new. If there's more blockages, like with your chakras and traumatic experiences in your past lives and that sort of thing, there's other techniques that you'd obviously do. But if it's just here and now issues that you're facing and all these emotions pent up as an empath, there's an easy, effective way to do that. And that is literally just taking 2 seconds to step back mentally and physically, focus on the here and now, and clear your mind. You could do that through, you could take a walk in the park or even outside in your yard, put your feet in the grass, put your feet in the sand, the dirt, whatever. Connect yourself, your mind, body, and spirit back to the present, here and now. Focus on the birds chirping, your surroundings. You could do that even if you're on break. If you go into your car on your break, you just sit in your car for like 2 seconds, clear your head, close your mind, just focus on the here and now. What are you hearing? Hearing cars drive by, you hear birds, you hear people talking. Just focus on the here and now. Don't focus about, oh, what's this person doing, or da 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 da, or what am I going to eat for lunch, or oh, I got to pay these bills. Stop. Get out of your brain. There's too much things going on, right? So you need to focus on the here and now, connect to Mother Earth, connect to here, and get out of your brain, basically. Get all that static energy and release it. Because if you don't make a conscious decision to do that, all that energy is still kind of eating away at you, basically. So once you've hit your reset button on your radio, what you want to do is learn how to shield. And shielding is basically putting a bubble between you and all those negative things. Negative talk, negative energies, psychic vampires, anything. So how you do that, the most effective way that I've found is literally envisioning a cascading waterfall of light, basically, surrounding me, and it forms a bubble around me. And you could choose whatever color or glitter you want in your bubble, but basically, once you're surrounded that bubble, nothing negative could penetrate you. And literally, this takes 2 seconds to just imagine a bubble being placed around you. The next thing that is really important, if you cannot effectively learn how to ground and shield, I highly, highly, highly suggest grabbing some crystals. So crystals, they are made out of energy, obviously. Everything in the universe is made out of energy. Well, these crystals, it might sound like hibbity-jibbity hoopla or whatever, but crystals can protect you. Grab yourself a protective amulet. My favorites are the black stones. It could be black obsidian, black onyx. There's other ones like amethyst that are really good. But do some research on some crystals and see what would pair well with your energy. But basically what those are protective amulets. You could put it on a chain or what have you. And instead of envisioning that bubble, that crystal automatically does that for you and basically protects you. It also can give you their good energy. So it depends on the properties of the stone. Like amethyst is calming and protective and that sort of thing, promotes good dreams. And just research some stones and those would help immensely. Sorry, I paused it. There might have been a glitch in the video. So the next thing that I want to talk to you, I know some people have been asking questions about retrogrades and that sort of thing. So with the assistance of my son, I had grabbed some of his toys to kind of try to explain. Ooh, I dropped one. Hold on one second. Okay, so with the help of my son's toys, I'm gonna try to explain to you what a retrograde is and how it affects us, because I've had a lot of questions about that. So, some people don't believe in this stuff, but if you're like me and you believe that the whole world is made out of energy and kinetic energy and that sort of thing, there's reasons why the planet's alignment and that sort of thing affects us emotionally, physically, mentally, even our electronics with our magnetic field. Everything in the universe is connected with energy. And the best way I could describe retrograde, sorry, brain fart, it is retrograde right now, so having trouble explaining this. So think of this little ball as our planet, right? Here is, what is that, a skunk? Well, here is another planet. So when we are circulating, okay, I need a third one. Hey Jude, give me a third one. Okay. So when we are circulating, orbiting, thank you, okay. So this is going to be the sun, or how about this one's going to be the sun, right? So the yellow one is going to be the sun, and these are the different planets going around and around and around, right? So think of it like a roller coaster. When you are turning a corner in a roller coaster, you feel that energy pushing and pulling if you turn a corner, right?
Like the planets spin around like it's going nighttime.
Yep, okay. Okay, so it's like a roller coaster. That energy is pushing and pulling, pushing and pulling. And so if this is Mercury passing, say this is Earth, this is the sun. So Earth, Mercury is passing, right? It's energy pushing and pulling. It creates like this pull. When it's pulling, it has a different energy. When it pulls away and comes back, it has a different energy. So that's how it affects us. That's the easiest way I can describe it and why it affects us. It pushes and pulls. It's like a roller coaster. When you're on the teacups and you're spinning in circles, that inertia, I want to say, if you don't know what that word is, Google it, or inertia. That energy is pushing and pulling, and it pulls you. These planets are pushing and pulling at immense speeds. Even though it takes a really, really long time, it doesn't look like it's moving very fast. These planets are all spinning very fast. So that energy, when it's passing us, it pulls on us and creates a different energy wave, I want to say. So that's why retrogrades affect us, and they all happen at different times of the year. They each pass us at different times of the year. I'm going to, in the comments below, I'm going to post a picture of the times of each retrograde, each planet passing us, and the dates. Now, each planet passing, they're made up of different energies. So, like one planet.
Another one for Saturn.
Okay, this one's supposed to be Saturn. So each planet is made out of different properties. One is gas, one is liquid, one is rock. So each planet has a different energy when it passes us. So it's going to affect us differently. And it's actually different distances away. So the further away it is, like Pluto, I don't know if they still consider Pluto a planet, but since it's further away, it's going to have less effects on us, right? So the planets that are closer to us, like Mercury, Mars, and that sort of thing, they have more of an effect towards us. So yeah, that is what and why retrogrades affect us. And each planet has a different effect on us depending on where it is in the universe and what it's made out of. I can post down below more about each planet. Right now, I think there's about 4 or 5 planets that are in retrograde right now, but the most prominent one, the one that affects me the most, Mercury, is happening right now. It just started on the 28th. So, yeah, I will post more down below about what it's going to affect. It affects travel, emotions. So, yeah, I'll post more down below. But if you guys have any more questions, please just comment below and I'll try to answer the best of my abilities. That is Jude. You say hi or bye? We are ending this little session now. I will talk to you guys later. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Bye!